Hello. My name's Dominique Lewis with Finding Homes with Dom, and this video was requested. This is understanding land descriptions and loan to value ratios, or LTV. And this is just simply trying to simplify what this information, how to process this information for your real estate exam if this is an area you struggled on. And it does have some math. So this was one that I actually had to study a little bit harder, the LTV portion of it, just because for one, it's a formula. If you don't have a formula, you kind of screwed from the beginning. So let's jump right into it. So first off, there are three types of land descriptions, okay? And we're going to cover all three of them. You don't need to know everything in detail. You just need to be able to answer the questions and differentiate the three between each other, from each other, if that makes sense. So, meets and bounds is the first one. Meets and bounds describes land using natural landmarks and distances and angles. So, this is the oldest method used to describe land, and it uses a POB, and what that means is a point of beginning. So it has to start in one spot and it has to end in that very same spot. That will probably be on your exam because it was on mine. And then also the oldest method to describe land, that was on there as well. So what I mean by that is if you let's go with this. So if I were using meets and bounds, say I would start at an oak tree. Everyone knows the oak trees are huge. They're some of the biggest trees in the world. So it's not moving. So I would start at this oak tree and I would make notes and say it's 200 meters to the right. Then it hits a stream. Then it's 200 meters down to this rock. And then it may just go right back to the oak tree, which is my point of beginning. And that's what you need to know, point of beginning. But I wanted to give you an idea. So you'll remember that when you're on the test. Okay, so meets the measurement of distance such as feet or meters. The bounds are boundaries, which could be natural features or markers like roads or trees. And the way that I remember these are boundaries. So if I'm walking and it's a tree there, and I think I'm going through it, pow, I'm hitting my head. Like, you got to go around. It's a boundary there. I cannot go there. Okay. So meets and bounds continue. So they use monuments. Monuments are fixed objects like we just talked about, streams, huge rocks, trees, and they identify corners that are hard to get an actual measurement on. Okay? So monuments, fixed objects, okay? Fixed objects, trees, rocks, that is what you need to remember. The government rectangular system, aka public land survey system, aka PLLS, is used primarily in the United States. The PLSS divides land into a series of rectangular grids. The basic units are townships, okay? Each township is a 6 mile by 6 mile square containing 36 square miles, okay? I know this is going to mean nothing until you see it. I'm going to show you a picture on the next one, and do not laugh at my writing because I'm trying to help you, okay? So each section within that township is divided into 36 sections, okay? Each 1 mile by 1 mile, or 640 acres, okay? This is about to make sense when we go to the next one. So let's get it. This rectangular system can use more than one legal description on the deed, okay? You just need to know that. And once you start writing contracts, you'll see different, especially in the land sales, you'll see different plot maps and stuff like that. You'll see it on there and it'll make more sense to you. But until you use it, you just need to know it for the test because you'll have practice out in the field. So this is what that looks like. The biggest thing is, so you're going to have scratch paper while you are taking this test, right? So the biggest thing is, remember where that one is, which starts on the right. This is kind of a weird way, and you need to remember this because they're not going to give you that. If they do, hats off to you, but they didn't give it to me. So remember what a 1 is and remember what a 36 is, okay? So each of the, so this is a township, right? I even marked the way they are because it'll be a question, or it should be. I mean, they're different every time, but it'll say what is a township where it is in the furthest northwestern hemisphere or corner of that township. I know it's weird, but you'll have to draw out. And I remember a very specific question, and it said, what is the township above 28 or something random? And I was like, okay, it'll be, let me count these up. Wrong. Okay, that is not the way to do it. You have to remember that it's going from 1 to 6, then 7, then go back. And you see how it's weaving? Just get a mental note of that, and you will be able to properly answer that question. So, the importance of 16. 16 funds the school for that township. And then straight up and down, you'll see that you have the meridian line, okay? The principal meridian. So it runs from north to south. And then you have your baseline, which is also on the one to the left, and it runs from east to west. That's important to know because when it asks you to look up something, you need to understand how those lines run, okay? All right, this third one is lot and block system. So this is also called the recorded plats. This is often used in urban and suburban properties. So this is what is used if someone buys a house today, this is what is going to be taken down to the courthouse, okay? Um, to file and once the property is exchanged. So a plat map is a map of a town or section in a subdivision, similar to what you saw before, but it is in more detail. And what I mean by that is if you look at, if you ever get to see like a blueprint of a town, you'll see where they are running power lines and sewage lines and stuff. And it's just a bunch of lines and stuff. But until you see it, it won't make sense to you. And even when you do see it, you may need somebody to explain it to you because we're not builders. We don't understand that. It's not what we do. Okay. This method helps you identify parcels by lots. And it'll start off as like lot 5, block 3, in like Green Acres subdivision or something, and then it'll slowly turn into 1.99777 or something. But that's how it starts out. Um, an acre, if you remember nothing else when it comes to math, when you're doing math for these, an acre is 43,560 square feet. My real estate teacher drilled that into us. And when I tell you me, I had like 3 or 4 questions that if I didn't know what an acre was equivalent to in square feet, that I would not have been able to answer that question. So that part I did know. So the loan to value ratio. The loan to value ratio is calculated by dividing the loan amount by the appraised value of the property. This is important because lenders assess the risk of lending with this. A higher LTV ratio means a higher risk because it indicates the borrower is financing a larger portion of the property's value. So lenders typically like a lower LTV. So that is the point of it. It's not going to mean much to you now until you start writing contracts and understanding the money part of it. But the lender will also handle this. An LTV ratio of 80% or more is often considered ideal. If it's higher, you may have to pay PMI or private mortgage insurance. So let's get into it. So here's the formula. If you missed this on your real estate exam, chances are you probably didn't remember the freaking formula. You can't do anything without the formula. So you need the loan amount. And when I even put an example at the bottom, the loan amount. So if you're putting down, money down, that's subtracted from the loan amount. You're not financing that. And then you divide that by the appraised property value. So below the example is Jan wants to buy a house appraised at 300,000. She has saved 60,000 for a down payment to determine the LTV ratio. We first need to calculate the loan amount. So the loan amount is the appraised value minus the down payment. The loan amount is 300,000 minus her $60,000 down payment. That gives us 240,000. So next, we have to calculate the LTV using the formula. So the first part had nothing to do with the formula. We just needed the actual loan amount. So if in that question, if it doesn't tell you, or if it just says FHA is 3.5%, you'll just have to calculate that part out like we just did. So now with the formula, we're going to just plug in the numbers. This one is easy. You just got to know the formula. So the actual loan amount is 240,000. Divide that by 300,000, and that equals 80%. It will come out, if you do it in a calculator or if you do it on paper, it'll come out 0.8. You move it over the decimal 2 times to the right. That will give you the actual percentage. And that is how you get it. So her LTV is 80%. So also too, and I put a note down there, but if you are putting down 20% or more, you do not have to pay PMI or private mortgage insurance. So I really hope this helped, and I hope I kept it simple so you can soak it in. And if you have any more requests, just send me a message on. You can text me or you can put it on YouTube, and I'll be more than happy to help you. Glad to help you. Just give me a few days when you request the video. So until next time, and I wish y'all all the best of luck. But you got this. Until next time.